Now we need to do the development of the branch solid after finding these points here. So which one is the branch solid? Is the square here 1 to 2. So we quickly need to know the distance of 1 to 2. That's 35. We will then at any position on your page draw a line, draw a horizontal line. This could have been at the bottom, but it must be anywhere on the page. Then we're deciding to start here. Now we know the size of this as being 35. So we're going to say that this is number 1. This is number 1. So if we are developing this branch solid, it means we must open it at 1, go around back to 1. So that's 35. So I'm going to measure 35 until I get back to number 1. So that's 35. Number 2, that's number 3, number 4, and back to 1. So this is how then we get number 1, from 1 to 1. Right, so we will need to have number 2 labeled. It's always good when you have labels because it does not mislead you, and then you'll know which point we are using. So it's important that we put the labels. Now remember, at the moment we are dealing with the end points. The end points at the moment. So these are our end points. Now we need to know the distance from 1 to A. From 1 to A, our turning point. That's 21. Now with this here, it becomes easy because of the shape. It means from 1 to D will also be 21. It means from 3 to B will also be 21. From 3 to B is 21. So I'm going to be dealing with this in this fashion here and say from 1 to A, that's 21. And from 1 to D towards 4, that's another 21. Now 3 on both sides is 21, and that's 21. So now I must now have these labels so that I don't get confused. A is between 1 and 2. A is between 1 and 2. And B is between 2 to 3. That's B. C is between 3 and 4. That's C. And last one, D, is between 1 and 4. That's D. Now you have this from here. Now we need to check the distances of 1 to 1. Let's go. Okay. 1 to 1. Distance of 1 to 1. In this case, it's 14 millimeters. So I'm going to keep at 14. So now remember, 1 to 1, A and D, taking the same distance, is going to be 14. Likewise, B and C, from there to there will be 14. And 3 is 14. Now, this is the only difference, 31. The 31 is for what? Is for number 2 and number 4. That is 31. So, what we'll then need to do is, let's go to 1 and say 14. Number 1 is 14. So that's number 1. So, what else is 14? Another number 1 on the right hand side. What else is 14? All your turning points are 14. All your turning points are 14. All the turning points are 14. So there's our turning points. The last one is 4 and 2, which is how much? Which is 31. So the end point 31, our end point, which is number 2, is how much? Is 31. So that's number 2. What else is 31 in this case? It's number 4. It's number 4. Let's not forget about number 3, which is also 14. Number 3 is also 14. So then when we join these, I'm going to move it like that and say, yes, that's this one, that's correct. Number 2 is there. Let us do it. Number 4 is there. Number 1 is 14. And then D is 14 also. C is also 14. 3 also 14. And B also 14. It looks like I have everything figured out now. Okay, now let me move this away so that it becomes easy for me to join these points. Becomes easy for me to join these points. Let me just take these away because this was my. From 1 I go to A. From A I go to number 2. It goes to B. It goes to 3. It goes to C. It goes to 4. It goes to D. It goes back to 1. Your development is complete. So all you have to do now is to make sure that your endpoints are dark. Endpoints, not your turning points. Your endpoints must be dark. Your endpoints must be dark. So as here on top, that must be dark also. That's dark. That's dark. That's dark. Obviously, the base must be drawn dark. And this is your development of the branch solid completed. I said this can be placed anywhere, be it here, you can draw it here, or it can be done vertically. So this is how we do our interpenetration development.